Coming to you live from Tournament to Pizza. A lot of stuff still to get to. Let's jump back to the phone lines to BKFC in Denver. Have they been in Denver yet? I don't think they've been there yet, right?
It's first time in Colorado.
Let's welcome back to the program Melvin Guillard. Melvin.
Yeah, I'm here, buddy. I can hear you better.
We can hear you
Welcome
better
back.
as well. You've used to live in Denver. Is there anything added to that you're going to be on this card in Denver next Saturday?
I still live in Denver. I've been here for 10 years now.
I thought you moved back down towards this way. You did?
No, I didn't. I'm a resident of Denver still. I haven't moved home yet. Still here.
So when are we getting our golf in?
Man, it's funny you say that. Me and my coach, we just golfed yesterday. But I golfed yesterday for the first time since my birthday, March 30th. I went out for my birthday, March 30th. Haven't been out since until yesterday. I didn't shoot too well. Well, actually, I shot pretty damn good. Sorry, I shot well, but it was right. Like a lot of my putts, I missed literally like 4 foot and under putts. I mean, literally to where I was getting double or triple bogeys on the green. I couldn't believe it. I've never done that to myself.
We need to. We've talked about this for years to get you back down. I know you were lived here in Florida. Get you back down here. Steve Monroe, he's known as Tiger, one of the best golfers I've ever seen play. You know, we could go out there and have a really good time. But
I'll definitely make my way back down there soon. I'm with Smith Brothers Agency with Kevin Smith and those guys, and they all out of Tampa anyway. So been meaning to get down there with Lorenzo Hunt and all those guys. So once I get down there, I'll definitely be giving you a visit, and we'll definitely go play some golf, my man.
I'm sure you saw that on Facebook. Somebody put a post up, and it implied, and I get yelled at for the same thing. You know, you kind of imply without saying. It kind of implied that you were at Kevin Smith's up in Newport Richie, and I went ape crap. I'm like, wait a second, Melvin can't be there and not letting me know he's in town.
No. I wasn't there. But I am a part of the agency. I'm part of their team. I just haven't been up there yet. Still been doing my thing here in Denver. You know, once I work out some things here, then I'll be able to move around like I need to.
Melvin, when they had the last UFC event in Denver, there was a lot of talk about, conditioning for the fighters with the altitude and, that whole issue with, their breathing and them getting gassed out. How do you see this advantage for you going in? And how do you kind of capitalize on, your opponent not being used to that kind of altitude the way you are? Do you plan to push the pace?
Well, I know for a fact that fighting up at altitude, playing football up here, you hear a lot of it with the pro athlete teams, the NFL. It does matter. Basketball, it does matter. It does make a difference. It is hard to breathe up here if you're not up here long enough to acclimate. And I mean, it takes a little bit more than just 1 week to acclimate. I mean, if you want to compete up here, you have to be up here for at least, I say, 4 to 5 weeks to acclimate the right way, because I mean, it takes a while before. I mean, you come up here for a week and be walking around downtown and you find yourself breathing heavy, So yeah, it can definitely play a factor, and it will play a factor in this fight. I don't really care, I don't need crutches. I don't need a crutch. I mean, I'm going in to win this fight with spectacular feeling. I mean, the commissions, the Florida State Commission, they already wrote me off once. They've been grilling me right now with the Colorado Commission. They're trying to write me off as well. I don't know what all this about, but I wanted to come on this show to clear the air, let everybody know, when I was fighting bare knuckle, I was fighting at 185. Even when I fought BKB over in Europe, when I fought Jimmy Sweeney, I was fighting at 85. And the reason I was doing that was because I didn't want to cut weight anymore. I got burnt out on cutting weight while I was in the UFC for so long in MMA. So I figured it'd be like my way of being on vacation, but not really being on vacation because it's hard for me to want to step away. So I've been fighting a lot out of my normal weight class. So I'm sitting there. I just want to set the record straight, let everybody know that me fighting at 175 and then eventually at 165 will be the weight classes that I will dominate in, will be the weight classes that I won't lose any fights in. I am going to be the bigger, stronger fighter. When I fought Riggs last year and Riggs broke my face, that was a wake-up call. Fighting guys at that equal caliber that aren't scrubs, they're a little bit more difficult to fight. With that being said, I'm tired of people writing me off thinking that I need to quit. I'm not quitting. if the people that think I need to quit, maybe they need to go talk to their kids. Maybe their kids are quitters. But I'm not a quitter. There's not a quitting bone in my body. I'm going to continue to fight until I can't fight anymore.
Melvin, what do you think the commission's looking at? Not everything can go on just wins and losses. Do you think that's what they're looking at?
I don't know. I mean, the Florida State Commission told me to go out and get 3 wins before they can allow me to fight back in Florida. I don't really care for fighting in Florida. I can fight anywhere. I mean, I can fight anywhere in the world. So me not being able to fight in Florida, I don't care. I mean, it doesn't really bother me, not even a little bit. But basically, they based it off wins and losses. That's basically what they only based it off of. So I don't understand it. I mean, I've only been knocked out twice in my life, in my career. Once was by a spinning wheel kick in Mongolia, China, back in Cologne, MMA. And then I guess you can call the Joe Riggs KO, but I mean, I really didn't go out from the punch. I mean, he just broke 5 fractures of orbital in my left eye socket, but I was up through the whole thing. I was never knocked out unconscious. So, but that does count as a KO. So I've only been knocked out on record twice in my career. So I don't understand what the problem is. I have over 200 fights, and yeah, I mean, I lost a few fights I should have won because I wasn't training right. I wasn't preparing properly. So that's my fault, though. I made that bed, I laid it, but when I knock this Russian out, I'm going to send a strong message to all the commissioners. Don't ever write off the young assassin. Don't ever write me off. You know what I mean? I'm a pioneer of this sport. I'm a pioneer of combat sports in general. You know, everybody know I come to fight. Whether I win, lose, or draw, I always come to fight. I always put on a show. And that's what I'm coming to do.
The state of Florida commission that credentialed Evander Holyfield is trying to block you from fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. My point exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't care. You know, I just get mad when people try to write me up like I'm done. I'm not done. I'm far from done. I mean, I feel great. I'm 39 years old. I'm not going to say I feel like my 25-year-old self, but I feel damn good for my age. You know, I'm still functioning right. All my motor skills are good. I mean, everything in the gym is going great. I mean, my sparring sessions are great, and I'm sparring some of the best fighters in the world. So, I mean, I'm ready to fight. You know what I mean? So, I don't know what it is. I guess I got to go out and prove myself. But like I told someone not long ago, I fight better when I'm fighting for my job and I'm fighting for my life. You know, all my fights in the UFC, there wasn't always me just going up there fighting for just the fun of it or just to enjoy it. A lot of times I was fighting for my job. You know what I mean? My job was always on the line because one thing I always knew was when I got on Ultimate Fighter Season 2, they always said, once you win, you have to fight to stay in. This is one of those situations where I have to fight to stay in. You know, I want to still be employed by BKFC. I don't want to leave the BKFC. I mean, everything with them is blowing up right now. They are the UFC of bare knuckle. You know, I don't want to fight for anyone else. I want to fight where I belong, and that's being a star. And right now, BKFC have the spotlight. So I'm going to go out next week, and I'm going to knock this Russian's head off his shoulder, and I'm going to send a strong message to let everybody know don't ever bet against me.
Do you know anything about your opponent? I know I always ask you the same question.
No, I really
don't even
man.
care,
My
right?
coaches. No, my coaches are watching tape on them right now. You know, I don't burden myself with watching footage because they're only going to show you the good things they do. They're never going to show you the bad things. So when I go into the gym, I prepare myself how I prepare. You know, and I'm kind of glad. I'm hoping this guy is going to go watch film on me because my last 4 or 5 fights wasn't where they need to be. I mean, my last fight was a 49-second knockout in Louisiana, which was great. But I mean, even with that, you're not really getting to see anything. You're not getting. The fight was over before it started. So I don't burden myself on that. I let my coaches watch film. I let them study guys, and then they bring it to me in the gym, and then we go over what we need to go over. But like I tell everybody, I fight my fight. I fight my style. Bare knuckle. I mean, it's in my DNA. I mean, it was made for me to do.
You know,
I mean, for years I was a striker in the UFC, and nobody even knew that I was a wrestler. I came from a wrestling and judo background. For years, for at least 6 or 8 years of my UFC career, no one even knew I was a striker. I mean, nobody even knew I was a wrestler because my striking was that damn good. So, with that being said, I know what I bring to the table as a striker. I'm one of the best strikers in the UFC. I actually still hold the record for most knockouts at lightweight right now, and I've been out of the UFC for 8 years.
You know, it's so true what you said about the video. We're right now shooting video of my jiu-jitsu trainer, David Vieira, who is going to be in the Eddie Bravo Invitational in 2 weeks. And they want him to, or us, to send a video of him training. And we just talked about that because we don't want to send good stuff, right? We don't want them to be able to pick stuff out of the good stuff. We want to send bad stuff. So it's kind of funny that you said that.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you watch tape on a football team, they're going to send you all the footage of every down. I mean, I played football in high school. So with fighting, it should be different. You know, you don't want to see people, you don't want people to see your mistakes or your habits. You know, sometimes it's not even a mistake. Sometimes you just have a certain habit that you always do. And somebody exposes it and somebody catches you, you know. I mean, but there's tons of footage out there of me. So, I mean, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know which Melvin you're going to get. I mean, everybody's always said that, right? So I'm just going to follow up on what everybody else says. You know, you don't know what they're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get the Melvin that showed up, the Melvin that was just slacking. You know, even when I slacked, I still did pretty good. Even if, I mean, there were some fights I won while slacking. But right now, my focus, I got laser-like focus right now. I just want to go out next week and make a political statement, you know, and let everybody know never to write me off again. So I'm not done. I'm fucking done.
No, but I've been in Denver for a while now. It's been a little bit. But back in 1993, Art Davie brought an underground barbaric organization called the UFC to Denver for the inaugural event. What's the buzz like in Denver that the BKFC, kind of the new barbaric, you know, underground, you know, old school fighting styles coming to Denver for the first time? Like, is the city electric? Are people excited about this event? And
yeah, I started out with 80 tickets. I'm down to under 20 tickets. I mean, just from my friends and close people that I deal with. I mean, I'm almost sold out of tickets. I'll be sold out before the fight. You know, so ultimately I would have 80 guests at my fight. I mean, everybody.
Hold on, Melvin. I got to correct you. You said 80. I think it could be 81.
Oh man, you know, if you're here, you definitely have a ticket, man. I was actually thinking about flying you out here for the fight.
I know we talked about it. We're still in.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with BKFC, but we'll talk about this before next week. And if you want to be here, I'll definitely make sure you're here.
Melvin, I think you should cancel Randy's flight. I think we should get the wrap on his van.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
Because Randy had a Knockout Radio van with a wrap on it that had your image, your face.
Yeah, I still have the photos of that.
Like that truck, that van never got broke into. Nobody ever messed with it. There was never any vandalism. Like, I think we rewrap a vehicle. We all drive out to Denver together.
I want that vehicle back so bad, Melvin. God, I love that thing.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool experience, man. I loved every moment of that.
So, Caleb, I'll tell you real quick. Melvin, Caleb plays in the NFL. He's my co-host, hanging out here with us. So I had a van that was wrapped with all MMA fighters and one boxer in Antonio Tarver. My driver's door was Melvin. So Melvin was in town. World Series of Fighting was out at the gun place in Tampa. And we're like, where's Melvin? Where's Melvin? Melvin's outside taking pictures of him standing by the door of the van.
That's awesome. That's really dope.
Yeah, I still have those pictures, man. Me and my ex-wife, we was living it up that day, man. I was all over it. You know what? I'm gonna repost those pictures after I get off the phone with you, man. It's been a minute. It's been years, actually. It's been a lot of years, but I've been strolling through memory lane through my photo album, and I'm like, man, and it's crazy. I can go back and look at some of those pictures and remember exactly in the moment in time that I was there. And I mean, it's a good feeling, man. I've had a great career, but like everybody know, I was never granted the opportunity to fight for the UFC lightweight title. It just never happened. So right now I'm chasing the title for BKFC. You know, I want to be a champion before I retire. You know, everybody keep asking me when am I going to retire. I retire after I win that title, and I defend it a few times. Then I'll be ready to retire. In the meantime, you know, I'm about to take a page out of my boy Lorenzo Hunt's, and I'm about to just go after everybody at 175. You know, I'm about to just dog everybody out. I'm gonna go out there overly aggressive like I was in MMA. The only good thing is the difference between this and MMA. I can afford to be a little over aggressive in this sport because I don't have to worry about somebody taking me down that's a jiu-jitsu artist or a submission guy. I can go out there and just bang. But a lot of these guys, as soon as they get hit and get cut or they get hit hard enough, they quit anyway. You know, like I said, I've been doing this bare knuckle for the past 8 to 9 years. I was over in London, in the UK, fighting for BKB, you know, and like I said, I've seen so many of these guys get hit and quit.
Right. You know, the only thing I want to say to you, and you know I love you to death, Melvin, but just ask permission before you take something from Lorenzo Hunt.
Oh, no. That's my boy. No. He's gone.
It was supposed to be funny. Hold on. It was supposed to be funny. It was supposed to be funny.
No. I know it was supposed to be funny. I'm just saying, like, that's my boy. I wouldn't take nothing from him. I'm coming out. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go hit this gym, man.
All right,
but no, everything's right. You guys are good.
So speaking of Jim and you know the small world that we live in, you just got introduced to Caleb Bentock. He is also a GNATer. He'll be training tonight at my home gym on the GNAT. You obviously in Denver at our headquarters out there and training with Brandon and those guys. So you know you guys are connected through the fitness world.
Have you been on the GNAT, Melvin, out there?
No, yeah, I have. I have been on it.
You went out to the corporate studio. I think you went out with Brandon, right? Did you guys go to the studio?
Yeah. I went to a studio and actually got on it. It was a pretty cool experience.
It is a little different. All right, I know that you're going to hit the gym. That's much more important. Let's talk later tonight or tomorrow and make sure that you have 81 guests there and not just 80.
Okay, most definitely, my man. I'll make sure you're there.
All right, we'll talk to you later today. Thanks, Mel.
All right, thanks, buddy. I'll talk to you guys later.
Melvin Guillard back in the squared circle next week. Denver, do you know what number it is? BKFC?
30.
Is it really?
It's 30.
God, they add up so quickly. You know, it seemed like just 2 years ago it was the one out in...
and that doesn't count their Knuckle Mania series. They got like 2 of those. They've had Tampa nights, 2.
And they're coming back to Tampa. They're coming to Orlando. The UFC just announced they're coming to Orlando. I don't know if you guys saw that. Let's go hit this final break and then touch base because we haven't talked much MMA, what happened last week, what happened the week before. We'll do that in our final segment. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Zone. We'll be right back.